All right, it's time for Real Raw Recovery, live on tape from Newcastle, Ontario. I'm Joe Tilley.
I'm Tyler Tilley in Bangkok, Thailand.
All right, the big cock, Bangkok. Okay, let's open the usual way, the moment of silence and the serenity prayer, prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and wisdom to know the difference. Okay, so I'm going to do the reading, I guess.
Yeah,
I'd be nominated to do the reading. Okay, daily resolutions. The idea of 24-hour living applies primarily to the emotional life of the individual. Emotionally speaking, we must not live in yesterday nor in tomorrow. That's from As Bill Sees It, page 284. A new year, 12 months, 52 weeks, 365 days, 8,760 hours, 525,600 minutes. A time to consider directions, goals, and actions. I must make some plans to live a normal life, but also I must live emotionally within a 24-hour frame. For if I do, I don't have to make New Year's resolutions. I can make every day a New Year's Day. I can decide today I will do this. Today I will do that. Each day I can measure my life by trying to do a little better, by deciding to follow God's will, and by making an effort to put the principles of our program into action. Pardon me. So there you go. 24-hour day living. I get that. If I live 24-hour segments, I find life a lot easier to live. Helps me to stay in today. Helps me to, I don't know, be in the moment. I can make plans. I can make plans on a daily basis. And, well, yeah, I mean, I've heard people say things like, you plan for the future, but you got to live in today. And I think that's kind of what it's saying, right? I must make some plans to live a normal life, but also I must live emotionally within a 24-hour frame. For if I do, I don't have to make New Year's resolutions. I can make every day a New Year's Day. I can decide today I will do this. Today I will do that. Each day I can measure my life by trying to do a little better, by deciding to follow God's will, and by making an effort to put the principles of our program into action. Yeah, so it's really, emotionally, I'm better off if I live in today, and I can, go through my life and think about a lot about how not living in 24-hour segments has caused me grief. Stuck in what may happen, what might not, what happened in the past, or what may happen in the future. Being stuck there is not healthy. It's not good for me, and it's not productive. If I live in today and do what I can today to make my life work today, with an eye on the future. I mean, like it says, we can plan for the future. We can have things that we want to, goals that we want to achieve in the future. But we have to emotionally, we don't have to do anything, but if I want to be happy and I want to be emotionally healthy, I'm best staying in today and trying to, do what I can to be emotionally healthy and happy today. I mean, it's just like being sober, like just sobriety, right? Being sober. If I think, oh my God, if I think I need to be sober forever, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, that's like a long time. It seems really, really long. And so I don't want to do that because that's overwhelming for me. But if I try to do it today, which is what I've tried to do for the last 27 and a half years, is just live for today, be sober for today. And it makes my life a lot simpler and easier if I focus on that. Take a set of my routine, my daily routine, things that I do on a daily basis, because I did that this morning. I probably will do it tomorrow morning. I did it yesterday morning, and I just do it, and then through the day I do a few other things. But things that I do on a daily basis keep me living in today and keep me sober a day at a time and emotionally in pretty good shape. And I don't think I'm capable of handling life very well when when I'm constantly thinking about long-term things, big picture, what may or may not happen, dwelling on what happened in the past. I'm not emotionally capable of handling that well, I don't think.
Right. No, it's good philosophy. Seems to make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Anything else?
just
Sorry?
thought short-sightedness when it's like you don't need to make resolutions because although a lot can happen in a day, I also think it's important to really put things in motion. And because we're the kind of people that want things now, and like I want to accomplish something now and do something now, and there's an element of preparation and planning and patience that a goal can be very productive and healthy. So it's kind of like, just another way to look at it. So the concept of living in today is, especially for your from a
Emotional well-being.
from a healthy element is really important. And I don't think you should just be thinking about your goals all day long either. But like I learned from a guy a long time ago is that like if you have this end goal, you don't just jump from point A to point Z. There's all like it's step by step, and there's all these different like, okay, if in order to get this, then I need to achieve this, and then if I achieve that, then I achieve this, and then if I achieve that, then I can achieve the end goal.
Right.
So it's important to kind of like really realize that, because I know for me, where I can get caught up in something and where it wouldn't be healthy is like, I really want this today, but that's just not a reality. But if you put the wheel in motion and start to plan properly and have goals, and it's like, if you want to lose weight, you're not going to lose 100 pounds in a day or whatever it is. It's like, and so I just think that's really important, because that it's going to set the tone, especially for a New Year's resolution. In some ways it's a bit ridiculous, like it should, but there is this extra energy around the new year that I think people try to take advantage of. So even if it's like, the old joke about like, the gyms are busy until February and stuff, right? But like there is something in that, like I really want to try, and sometimes when you throw shit at the wall it sticks. It's like, okay, I really want to achieve this, and I'm going to start the new year. It's like people love a fresh start, and I do anyway. So like that extra energy of like, okay, how can I, and for me, my year's goal is stability. Can I achieve stability today? No, but I was talking to you earlier about your contact in northern Thailand. It's like I'm going to contact him, and he'll lead me to somebody else, or he'll be able to. And it's like in order for me to achieve stability in this country that I'm living in, that's my goal for this year, and that it's going to take probably a number of months before I see some possible changes. It might happen faster, but if I were to guesstimate, like, or make an estimation of how long it would take for me to change a few things that need to be changed, especially with the way things work in this country, it's not overnight. And
Yeah.
so it's just like looking at both, and then you can like shelve it. So like, and get back to this moment and everything, and not lose myself into that in the future, as the reading said. But I really believe in goals majorly. And then I do believe that there's a bit of, even the New Year's is kind of like a cliche in itself, but I think there's energy. And if you have that energy around the New Year, use that energy. Like, okay, I want to, because sometimes they stick, not always, but sometimes that new start is such a great kick. And so I'm really and this year I don't have a lot of goals, but I do have one that really kind of bubbled up over the last month. Is like, oh, I really want stability so that I can take on some new projects.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait, let me see. Like, I want to, like, for example, like, use you as an example of how having long-term goals has helped you to accomplish like a lot of short-term goals. Like, for example, with the art, right? So you get a desire to be, a great painter, like a master, right? And has become a reality one day at a time. And it's like, but I think, early on when you were doing your art, you just wanted to do some stuff that people would buy, right? And then as time goes on, you want to, like, improve on that, and then have something that people would really enjoy, and have something that's, spectacular, and that has become like a huge hit, and all that stuff, and all that stuff that has grown as a result of you having like many 24-hour segments of creating that's developed into something that's now spectacular, and probably beyond what you would even have probably imagined in the beginning, right?
Right.
And that's what can happen, but because you have long-term goals. And like, I was just thinking about, like, Bianca Andreescu, right? She drew a picture of herself holding the winner's check for the U.S. Open, right? And here she is, 19 years old, and she wins the U.S. Open. We need to have those if we want to accomplish, some big things in life. And by big things in life, I guess that varies, with each individual, what you determine as big, or whatever your goals happen to be. If we want to have, success in some specific area, then we need to have like a long-term goal, and then a bunch of maybe short-term goals leading up to that. And it's like, I don't know, for you it might be like, hey, I'm going to finish this painting within the next month. I'm going to finish this painting. That's your goal that you set out to do. And then you realize that in order to reach that goal, you're going to have to do a certain amount of things each day, a certain amount of work each day on it to make it happen. And so you have to, you have the long-term goal, but you still have to live in today and accomplish what you need to accomplish in that day in order to reach the long-term goal. It's climbing a mountain. I have to take the next step. I don't have, if I constantly think about how many steps I have, that's kind of hard. But if I think about, the steps I'm going to take right now. I'm going to take 5 steps. Boom, 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 boom. Take the 5 steps. Okay. Now I'm going to take another step here. And before you know it, you've climbed the mountain, but your focus hasn't been on the 17,955 steps. I mean, it could be, I guess. I don't know if that's a good example or not, maybe. Yeah.
So one of my key messages you kind of hit it directly for me is that one of the realizations I came to is I wouldn't be able to achieve the success or the goals I wanted to achieve if I was going to live with alcohol or drugs. I wasn't. Right. So I think, but that's where it gets really crazy, is because that's where when I do a really thorough inventory of like the pros and cons of addiction and things like that. Like I really had to be honest with myself, and like really, I didn't want to waste time in that realm, and I didn't want to go down that. I didn't want to continue on that path because I was going to miss out on putting that energy somewhere else, and putting that the like I needed my brain at full capacity in order to live the life that I'm living now.
Yeah, no way you could have done what you're doing now if you were involved with drugs and alcohol.
But I cut it there. Like I don't go, oh, it would have been hell on earth, or like, or it would have been this, like making up all these, like, it's possible, but life is hard either way, and life is crazy either way. I just wouldn't have the ability to have the relationship that I have with myself in order to go, okay, I want to achieve A, B, and C and go after it. Because I just have that obsessive compulsiveness. When you add in drugs and alcohol, I'm not going to be able to accomplish my goals. And I thought just life's too short to like squabble it, like waste it away in that world. I just don't want to do that, and I don't want to live that way. I think I would regret it.
Well, that's at the least, best.
No, but I also think at the most
scenario, right?
I think at the most, Dad.
Really, eh?
Yes, because I think life is about creating meaning and having that personal success, and that because I really see people that I've grown up with, people that I just feel like I don't know if it matters if you're drunk, sober or not. Like I just don't see the difference. So I don't like, so I had to get really clear and honest about myself. And for me, I just know that I wouldn't be able to accomplish the goals that I have already, and take on new like I really want a life of meaning. And remember, I used to tell you, like, some people are okay with just watering their lawn after they get sober, and I just feel like, well, you can water your lawn fucking hammered.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't see the point. I just don't, like, I don't get it. And so I feel like that's not that for me, that's not enough.
Right.
It's not
enough. No, yeah. Well, and that's sure. And then, again, it's like but whatever your goals are, and it doesn't matter really. I don't think it matters. I think what matters is I think that it's important for you, for us, for me. It's important for me to have certain goals and aspirations and various achievements that I various goals that I have that I'm looking to accomplish. I like to have that. I like to focus on things that I want to do, and I think that's good for me. Maybe not like attached to them so much as just like something I like to work towards, and be open to seeing whatever outcome happens, because sometimes like I make a shift, like I have an idea of what things I want to do, but then things shift, right? As I'm working towards that goal, all of a sudden maybe the goal changes a little bit, and I have to be open to that, right? For me anyway. But I think it's important to have that. I think I feel better when I've got some projects on the go or goals that I'm working towards. It's it's good for me.
Pop, I got to wrap it up.
Okay.
Because it's almost New Year's here. Dang it.
Dang it. All right. All right, let's use a prayer here. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and wisdom to know the difference. Happy New Year, son.
Happy New Year, Pop.
2020 is going to be splentacular.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I was telling a friend last night in the program that I don't think I've been this excited about New Year's since Spencer.
Wow.
So that's
nice.
A nice kind of like feeling. I don't know if it's 100% true, but I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Yeah.
That's a new word. Do you hear my new word? Splentacular.
Maybe that's the name of this episode.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Okay,
Hopefully
buddy. Love you.
Catches on.
Yeah. Splentacular. All right, buddy.
Okay, Pop.
Have a
Love
great
you.
one. Bye-bye.
Bye.